Hello, everyone. My name is Tyrone Nance. I will be discussing Fair Information Practice Principles, FIPPs. The agenda objectives I'll discuss, I'll explain FIPPs, I'll compare to other privacy policies. I'll talk about how it can be used to protect PI, and I'll talk about a federal agency that can apply the principles. What is FIPPs? FIPPs is essentially a set of recognized principles that inform privacy policies, can be used by the government or the private sector. And it basically addresses the collection and use of personal information, data quality of it, security, and transparency. So there's essentially 8 principles. First one being transparency, where an organization must provide notice to an individual regarding collecting and disseminating and maintaining their personal identifiable information. The next thing, individual participation, where an individual needs to be considered about the collection and dissemination and maintenance of the information. And in the purpose specification, organizations should articulate the authority that's going to be permitted to collect information and what their purpose is, how they plan to use it. Data minimization, organizations should only collect PI data that is directly relevant and necessary to accomplish a specific purpose, and only retain it for as long as necessary to fulfill that purpose. The organization under the use limitations should use it only for the sole purpose specified in the notice. If they share with an outside organization, it should be for the same purposes that actually was agreed to. In the data quality, the information should be accurate, relevant, timely, and complete. Security, the organization needs to take precautions to secure the information and protect it against loss, unauthorized access, or inappropriate disclosure. The accounting and auditability, accountability, they need to actually train their organization to make sure that they are aware of these principles, and then they need to have a mechanism in place so they can be audited to demonstrate that they are in compliance with the principles. Comparing it to other policies, well, HIPAA, Insurance Portability Act of 1996, aka HIPAA, is an actual law that protects sensitive patient information from being disclosed without patient's consent or knowledge. It has a privacy rule that also addresses to make sure that individuals' health information is properly protected while it's flowing between different organizations. The Fair Credit Reporting Act protects information by customers from reporting agencies like credit bureaus, medical organizations, tenant screen organizations, and it provides anyone, information cannot be shared with anyone who's not, that does not fall up under this act. And also individuals have the right to dispute any information that may have adverse actions or they don't agree with. The California Consumer Privacy Act gives consumers control over personal information that a business collects. It gives them the right to know personal information is being collected. It gives them the right to have that information deleted, the right for them to opt out of them being able to, that business being able to sell it. And it also requires businesses to give customers notifications explaining what their privacy practices are. How FIPPs can help protect PII. Well, all 8 principles address protecting PI in some capacity, beginning with the transparency, the fact that someone has to be notified if their information is being shared, the individual participation, they get to give their consent whether or not they want the information shared. They have to be told about the purpose under the purpose specification. Only the relevant data can be collected. The PI data can only be used for the sole purpose. It was explained. The information has to be accurate and complete. Security precautions have to be taken to protect it from unauthorized access and inappropriate disclosure and destruction and modification. And then the accountability and auditing. Individuals who handle information need to be trained appropriately, and there needs to be a mechanism in place so that the organization can be audited to confirm that they are in compliance. Federal agency, I chose the Department of Homeland Security, but essentially they would just apply the same principles, 8 principles we talked about. Department, DHS would have to notify an individual if they're going to be collecting or disseminating or maintaining their private information. They would have to get their consent to do the same, to collect it. They would have to specify the authorities that are going to be permitted to collect it and what they plan to use it for. In this case, it would be them. They can only collect the data that's relevant and necessary to accomplish their purpose, and they only need to keep that data as long as necessary. The data should be used only for the sole purpose that was identified in the notification. The information has to be accurate and complete. Security should be taken to protect that information from unauthorized access or disclosure or destruction or any modifications. And the Department of Homeland Security would also need to train their individuals on these principles, as well as they need to have mechanisms in place so they can be audited to confirm that they are in fact applying the appropriate protections. Thank you very much.